Sport is coming up next. Pretty impressive display by the Blues against the Pies in the AFLW opener last night. They go over some early nerves, 45-21, the winning margin at Icon Park in front of around 8,000 people. In the other game, the West Coast Eagles too strong for the Gold Coast, 35-20.
Caulfield comes alive with Group 1 racing at the SEN Caulfield Underwood Stakes. Tickets just $20 at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall.
Good morning, 8:04am, wherever you might be, right around the country. Hello to you. We are up and about, a windy morning here in Melbourne. Miles Pfitzner with you, all thanks to the team at Bet365. It's never ordinary when it's brought to you by Bet365. Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Friday, August 15, day before the PB Lawrence, the Gazette, the Vane, the Regal Roller, the Rosebud. Looking forward to racing tomorrow. I did wake up. I got up at about 4 o'clock this morning. It was blowing a dead set Megan outside. Pink sky in morning, as they say. Farmer's warning. Warm, no rain, but it is certainly gusty here in Melbourne. Let us know what it's like where you are. 0499 736 736. Let's hope Sydney hasn't had any more rain and we can get underway there in Sydney properly tomorrow. I know a few horses are going to go around regardless of the track conditions, but hopefully we can start to get a drying track up there in Sydney. They've just about had enough of it, the team up there. A couple of things. The $100 staking plans. We want them on the message line. I think we had 2 or 3 that mainly went to Randwick last week and we got called off. I got some honourable mentions to get them in. I want your $100 staking plans. You get the $100. We'll turn it into the most amount of money and we'll get you on the show. Special mention last week to Lockie from Bunyip, who landed Tears Are Flowing at Geelong last Friday into Takeko at the Valley. And other mention to a mobile ending in 118 who landed Oak Hill into Esher, the Valley, last Saturday. Keep them coming in. Minimum 2 legs. Make sure you put your names on the message. Big show coming up. Seamus Mills to join me very, very shortly. Ripping bloke Seamus and absolute gun when it comes to bloodstock. So we'll have a chat to Seamus Mills. Lucy Yeomans will join me. Sam Friedman, Emily Brown. And then we get into a few of our experts. Heath Pope, Nick Ashman, Shane Churlio. Haven't heard back from Shane. We might have to do a welfare check on Shane. We've had 8 messages rolled through, so we're waiting to hear from him. Pete Anthonys and Andrew O'Toole, the Catherine Cup tomorrow. If you do want to put an event in your book that can get a bit sort of Wild Westy, that's the Catherine Cup. That's one of the great events. I'll have a chat to Tooley about that. Bag of tips. I'll chat a little bit of footy, NRL and AFL with Paul Sebastiani. And then Matt Hyland, he's the head of the VJA. He's going to join me in studio. We're just going to have a chat to Matty talk all things happening at the Victorian Jockeys Association, abandoned meetings, night racing, the loads that are on jockeys at the moment. So we'll have a chat to Matt Hyland. I bumped into him at the Mount Erica on Tuesday night. So I thought, why not get him on? He's an absolute ripper. Massive show to get through. 0499 736 736. That's 0499 736 736. Always good to chat to this man. He's a committee member there at the MRC. Also runs Seamus Mills Bloodstock. He's got a couple of ripping horses in his stable too. I speak of Seamus Mills, and he joins me this morning. Seamus, good morning, mate.
Morning, Miles. How are you? How'd you come through Darwin?
Yeah. Look, I'm in a bit better shape than I was when we landed at 9 a.m. or whatever stupid time that was at Melbourne
No such
Airport.
thing as a sensible flight, is there, from Darwin? No such thing as a sensible time.
I understand that for the curfew reasons, but, gee, some of the flights, the one out at midnight, then the other one out at 2:30 a.m. and the other one out at whatever time we got on it, I don't even know, but it's not ideal, is it? Not the day after the Cup.
Pick your poison. Every prize is a loser.
It certainly is. Hey, mate, couple of things I want to run through with you. We'll get to the horses and the racing a little bit later on, but your role at the MRC, you must be chuffed with how everything's going at the moment.
Mate, absolutely wrapped. We had a big set of trials there on Tuesday morning. Spring's in the air. The good horses are back. Certainly puts the pep in the step. So we've got a big Saturday to look forward to, mate. We've got the much-loved Medallion Bar, Medallion Club reopening. We've got 1,000 members there, I think, on Friday night, coming just as a bit of a preview to check it out. I thought the fields were outstanding for Saturday. They generally, that Quizette and the Vane Stakes, the form tends to, I know they're early season 3-year-old races, but that form generally holds up right through the spring. People talk about the Sydney horses not being here yet, but I think if you look back through those two races in particular, the form holds up. Obviously, we've launched some general admission perks, and Caulfield Cup is on pre-sale. We've got tickets from $30, mate. It's all happening.
It certainly is. Let's start. We'll talk about the Medallion Bar. Now, I've had a few messages. You are having a function there for some of the members. Is that right? You're expecting 1,000 there tonight as a season opening?
Spot on.
That's unbelievable.
So, mate, it is much love, that Medallion Bar. It's obviously it was a great shame to have it out of play the last few meetings, last 6 months, I guess. But it is back in action, and as I say, people just love it. So obviously open to all the members on Saturday, and I'm sure we'll see it pretty packed.
Seamus, you've been around the club for a while, and certainly involved in horse racing for a long time. But it seems, from the outside looking in, that the MRC is probably in the best shape we've seen it in many, many years.
Mate, we're obviously very fortunate to be in the position we've got, in that we're asset rich, and it's our duty, I guess, to make sure that's protected for the members. And I guess we've got a like-minded board that's all sort of heading in the same direction. So yeah, look, it's certainly it's a privilege to be part of, but it's fun at the same time. As you said, first and foremost, I'm a racing lover and love the industry, and want to do anything I can, I guess, to protect its future. And I guess the little part I can play on the MRC board at least gives you a chance for that outlet.
Seamus, there's something to be said for having people involved in these committees and running these clubs that are actually racing focused first.
Mate, obviously, I think you need the full range of skills. There's lots of people there that have got skills I don't, and backgrounds and bring plenty to the table. But certainly, you're right. I mean, I always think that that needs to be mixed in. At the end of the day, it's Melbourne Racing Club, and so racing needs to be first and foremost. But I think all participants in the sport, obviously they look to these committees and those who run the sport to do the right thing, or to act in their best interests. And I suppose a little bit of flavour from the coalface certainly helps bring that perspective.
Seamus, let's talk about, it's now the SEN Underwood Stakes Day, and through our association now with RSN, and then an even greater association with the MRC, we'll also have the running of the Taggart, which will roll out there as well. But we couldn't be any more chuffed or excited to get out there on track, and it seems like a pretty good synergy for our business. We've got people right across the country from Tasmania and Queensland, big contingent in WA, that we get to focus on one of the great race courses in the country.
Yeah, look, I only heard about this on Tuesday. I'm very much looking forward to it. It was a bit of the buzz actually at the trials there on Tuesday morning. So it's definitely looking forward to the partnership. I look forward to how it'll sort of play out and how our involvement together can as you say bring it to a wider audience, I guess.
Seamus, let's talk about the bloodstock side of things. You've been in it a long time. You wouldn't remember this, and I may have brought it up before, but I remember as a kid going up and spotting bids at Magic Millions. I shared one of the chauffeured cars back to the airport with you, and I remember you tipped the driver on behalf of both of us, and we had a chat about the horses, and you were a lot younger then. I was certainly a lot younger then, but, mate, you've been going to the sales a long, long time. How's it all going? I mean, you've got a couple of good horses we'll talk about in a moment, but how are you seeing the bloodstock world and your business in particular at the moment?
Mate, I think the bloodstock world is in a slightly precarious position. If I'm honest, I think we should be honest, and I think the industry needs to have a broader chat about it. I think that, like all areas of life at the moment, cost of living pressures are having an impact. I think you're seeing the foal numbers drop. I think that's something that really should be looked into. I mean, we are running at about just under 10, an average of 10 runners per race at the moment in Victoria. Obviously, it's imperative that we maintain each-way betting. So, we can't see that number drop below 8. I think that would be almost a disaster. So, we're only 20% away from that. And with foal crops dropping, as I said, I think it's something that we should be looking into. It takes, if those numbers were to drop to a point where each-way betting was no longer viable, it takes 3 years to breed enough foals to get back above that number. So it's not something that you can do on the hop. And so, look, there's some challenges there, no doubt. I think they reflect the wider economy. But as I said, I think there's plenty of good stuff happening. There's a lot of green shoots there that I see as far as administration goes and the wider and some of the things they're doing in the wider industry. So I think, you always sit on a bit of a rooftop as far as whether it can fall one way or the other. I think we've got an extremely healthy industry when you compare us to the rest of the world, but I think it's always important in any business. You don't take your position for granted and you plan for the future.
Seamus, I've seen some of the studs, especially this breeding season, out with offers where they're almost sort of offering foal share agreements back through the sales. I mean, they're starting to sort of maybe adapt with the sign of the times too, that you can book into some of these stallions and essentially have a horse run back through the sales with a guaranteed, sort of almost a guaranteed return on your service fee. Is this going to become a little bit part of it now at the moment, if you are trying to breed mares and things like that, where maybe people are steering away from forking out the lot like they were and going to see the different sort of angles or different incentives?
Yeah, well, I think they're going to have to meet the market, I guess, as we all do. I mean, I do think there would be. There's no doubt we've seen yearly sale prices boom along with prize money increases, and I think prize money now is probably plateaued. I think that'd be fair to say. Racing Victoria did an outstanding job to keep prize money levels the same this season. Obviously, with potentially, I suppose, some advertising restrictions. Who knows what happens on point of consumption tax around the country. There could be some pressures in the future. So I think that as far as the breeding side goes, as I said, that'll be the same. There'll be pressures there whereby there'll be a tipping point where people don't see breeding as viable, and hopefully, the studs will do their part. I think that's the big thing, I guess, from my point of view, is that it'd be nice for people within the industry to make decisions based on the good of the entire industry rather than sort of self-interest. And I think without an AFL style body to run the show, I think perhaps we all, as custodians of the sport, need to think outside our own little box or our own lifestyle.
Let's get stuck into some of your horses. Your 5-year-old I'm Invincible mare, Charm Stone, who won the Group 1 Sangster. What are the plans for Charm Stone, Seamus?
Charm Stone's ticking on beautifully. Mick Price tells me he knows her like the back of his hand, I suppose, by now. Had her since she was a baby. So, look, there's two plans for her, I guess. Whether she kicks off in the if she's really going well, she'll kick off in the Manikato. If we think that she just needs the extra week or, softer return to the racetrack, she could go to the Gilgai the week after. I suspect that'll probably lead into Moonee Valley on Cox Plate Day to McEwen, I think. And then, look, if she's going really well, I suppose you'd look at the Champions Sprint. She's got a great record down the Flemington Straight, so certainly something in the back of the mind.
What about the Schnitzel filly that you have called Boa Vista? The form lines, it's come through. I mean, that run behind Blue Hotel looks like it's probably going to stand up and sustainable. You had a crack at the Breeders' Stakes. Is this a horse we'll expect to see a little bit of through the spring?
I'm going to have a quieter sort of spring with her. The form lines all around her are fantastic and certainly gives you heart. I just thought that, all these horses grow and develop at different rates and they are still very young. I just look at her and she still looks a little bit foaly to me. She still looks a little bit immature. I don't want to have a big sort of a big spring or a testing spring. So you'll see her at the trials Wednesday week. We'll find a maiden, go from there. But I just, as I say, they all develop. It's really interesting when you buy them as yearlings and you check in on them every, month or two, I suppose, like I do, and they just all develop at different states. And she was a particularly forward yearling and a horse that I thought would, be a 2-year-old, and I guess she was to some extent, but I feel like now she needs a little bit of time, so we won't do anything too ambitious with her and hope that reaps rewards in the autumn.
I think I spoke to Junior yesterday, elected to scratch Privateer out of that unbelievably hot first race at Bendigo to run Privateer at Sale on Sunday.
Yeah, look, she's a filly. She's a bit the opposite, I didn't expect that she'd be up and going. She was quite a leggy sort of. She was a big schnitzel, and I didn't expect her to be probably here at the races. I thought Boa Vista would be the one, but Privateer's put a hand up. I thought her trial at Cranbourne down the back straight the other day was good. Certainly a trial that I thought was more of a 6 furlong horse, maybe maybe even getting to 7 sort of in the autumn, but. I think we elected to go that way. As you said, that was a strong maiden. I mean, the maidens at this time at the good tracks, we've done it many times before, go straight from maidens into stakes racing, and I think that maiden yesterday was probably a good example of that. I think the Sale maiden on Sunday is a touch softer. I expect her to run really well. I think that track will suit her. She's a horse who I think just will wind up and maintain a gallop. I think the standard and also the track will be in to her liking. So I expect her to run well.
Seamus, anything else has caught your eye? No doubt you're as good a judge going around, in my opinion, as any. Have you seen a horse that you really like the look of that you're keen on following through the spring, whether it be one of yours or one of your friends that maybe you just think, gee whiz, I wouldn't mind having him in my colours?
I'll give you 2.
Yeah.
One in my colours is on display. I think, what do they say? Nothing improves on like ownership. But,
I love that.
I think she should have won. I think it's all, people would say, fair to say that she should have won the Queen of the South. If she's a Group 2 winner, she probably goes into the spring with a different profile than what she goes into currently as a listed winner. But she trialled the other day. Ben Mellum aboard. He's very keen to stick with her through the spring. I'm hoping that she can be I think she's got Empire Rose written all over her, and I'm pretty bullish about her. I think she might be the best horse I've had since Charmstone, or maybe potentially as good.
Like it.
Very keen on her. As far as horses in my colours, as far as for other horses to follow, there's a horse racing this Saturday in the Quizette Stakes, and after its first start, I thought to myself, I need to buy its sister, and thankfully I did. So, Scenic Point.
You've got the sister.
we secured the sister.
Oh, yeah. That's smooth. This thing looks a horse, doesn't it?
It is. I just did she put my eye. I really think, as I said before, that Quizette form, Charmstone herself won it, and I really do like it. A little bit of self-interest, underbidder on Signature Scent. He's a hard man to beat, Zhang. But when Troy Corsons and Dean Harvey put Signature Scent back through the ready to runs, obviously she's well documented, made $1 million, and we couldn't secure her. But I guess she's one I'll follow with a bit of interest too.
One last one. Is there a stallion, sort of maybe a bread and butter stallion or something that our listeners, we've had a couple of guys text in saying, is there a stallion that you're a fan of at the moment? I know that you might have some ties with some and maybe not others, but there's a couple of stallions maybe at the bottom end rather than the horses at the top end we always talk about that seem to be getting it done for you at the moment that you're a fan of?
Yeah, look, we're always trying to find a bit of value, and as you say, it can be hard to do. They're found pretty quickly, these horses. You look at, Ole Kirk and the likes. They hit the fees pretty hard the second they've been identified. But there's a couple of horses there I think are reasonable value. Of the ones who have got runners, I like Cosmic Force. I think at 15,000, he represents pretty good value. He's barn mate. This is not an advertisement for Newgate.
That's
I can tell you.
That's all right. What else they got? Because I'll run an advertisement. I got a mare on that sent somewhere too, so that doesn't matter.
Well, yeah. Either Brutal or Cosmic Force, I reckon, are pretty decent value at 15. And then, mate, I suppose the horse that I'm really looking forward to seeing what his first 2-year-olds can do. I mean, he's not at the cheap end, but he's staying inside. I think I always worry about the breaker talk and the pre-trainer talk. Obviously those horses they're good horsemen, but the horses aren't under pressure, and you don't really quite see it. But there's certainly plenty of whispers around that horse, and I guess being a Golden Slipper winner, big numbers, good quality. But yeah, as far as just trying to breed yourself a nice horse, which, as I say, is not the easiest thing to do at the moment, but I think there are a couple of horses at reasonable fees.
Yeah, well, Hawksy's been pushing me into Brutal pretty solidly. I'm just trying to find somewhere where I can get looked after with the service fee. Hey, mate.
Well, as you say, but, no, this is an ad. Well, maybe you can turn it into one. But no surprise, I guess Nepotism looks like a pretty good horse.
Oh, yeah.
So you can see why they'd be all over him. And they had that maiden winner the other day by him. Sort of looks like a nice horse too. So, small sample size, but I guess, if at that sort of level, that's what you want to see, isn't it? The possibility that if you get it right, that you can get a good one, and so you always just like to see them even just get one good horse. Gives you a bit of heart that, as I say, if you get it right, you have a chance.
Certainly does. Keeps you alive in the great game. Seamus, appreciate your time this morning, mate. I'm sure I'll see you out there at the track, and we'll try and have a beer after one of the race days. Greatly appreciate your time. Best of luck with Charmstone, Boa Vista, Privateer, and, of course, On Display, mate. Go well.
Look forward to catching up. Good on you, Miles. Take care.
Seamus Mills there from Seamus Mills Bloodstock. Is an absolute ripper, Seamus. Absolute ripper. And, yeah, he's the sort of guy that you can go and have a chat to at the races and talk all things. If you want to get into a horse or whatever, you point you in the right direction. He's an absolute ripper. Quick break. On the other side of this, I'm going to come back. We'll have a chat to Lucy Yeomans with the announcement during the week that her and Lloyd are going to go their own way. But absolutely love Lucy. She's always a ripper with us. So we'll have a chat with Lucy on the other side of this.
Caulfield comes alive with Group 1 racing at the SEN Caulfield Underwood Stakes. Tickets just $20 at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back. This is Giddy Up. Miles Pfitzner filling in for Gareth. What have I got? Tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday. Gareth back on Wednesday. Wednesday for the G-Man. All thanks to the team at Bet365. It's never ordinary when it's brought to you by Bet365. Imagine what you could be buying instead. How about this? Our top four multi, the boys' top four multi, I'll take no responsibility. Amrakia at race 4 at Rose Hill. War Eternal race 7 Rose Hill. Private Eye race 8 Caulfield. And Bunker Hut race 10 Rose Hill. We're going to be on probably a heavy 10 still race there, but what could go wrong? But anyway, $7.60. Went up $9 yesterday. There are 431 have already placed this top four multi with the team. Currently $7.60 is some of the prices have adjusted, of course. But jump on, $7.60. So $20 gets you 152 back. Go and jump on the Bet Boost top four multi from the boys. It's on Bet365. It is up now. I'll get to your texts in a moment. 0499 736 736. Quick break for the news. Lucy Yeoman's on the other side of this.
Powered by Signet, making SEN News this hour. A new push to stamp out predators in the childcare sector this morning. News Corp reporting those who fail a working with children check in one state will be banned from getting one in another. Tight security measures have been put in place in Anchorage, Alaska, ahead of the Ukraine summit tonight. Donald Trump holding face-to-face talks with Russia's Vladimir Putin. The AFL releasing its finals ticket prices today. Tickets to the Granny increasing by 4%. And the PM among those to pay tribute to David Stratton after the beloved film critic passed away at the age of 85. SEN Sports next. Pretty impressive display by the Blues against the Pies in the AFLW opener last night. They go over some early nerves, 45-21, the winning margin at Icon Park in front of around 8,000 people. In the other game, the West Coast Eagles too strong for the Gold Coast, 35-20.
Caulfield comes alive with Group 1 racing at the SEN Caulfield Underwood Stakes. Tickets just $20 at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back. This is Giddy Up. Miles Pfitzner with you right around the country. Good morning. 8:34 a.m. Thanks to the team at Bet365. The top four multis up. Go jump on. Gamble responsibly as always. Imagine what you could be buying instead. Always love chatting to this young lady. She's an absolute ripper. Announced during the week, though, that the L's are no longer. That was Lloyd Kennewell and Lucy Yeomans after an unbelievably successful season in 24-25 with a 21% winning strike rate. Lucy Yeomans joins me this morning. Lucy, good morning, mate.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Luce, saw the announcement come out from Lloyd and Kennewell Racing. Just tell us about what last season and sort of the separation and going your own way.
Yeah, we obviously had a really good season. I've been in partnership with Lloyd for 2 training seasons, and we trained 25 winners in our first season and then 34 in the season just gone. And, full credit to Lloyd. He really showed his faith in me. He approached me when I was just an assistant trainer for Kieran Ma and wanted me to go into partnership with him, which was obviously a big risk for him and his business, but he really, I would hope, saw the potential in me, and I would hope that he would look back and think that I really repaid him, because I think our results were obviously very positive. But after 2 years together, we just thought we were both ready to just do our own thing. It was very mutual. We just sat down, had a conversation, and decided to go our own ways.
All right, so what's next for Lucy Yeomans? I didn't get time to chat to you too much at the awards night because you had Blake getting up and getting all the trophies most of the night. But what's next for you, Luce?
I'll be training in my own name.
Beautiful.
I'm just in the process of ticking all the boxes and getting everything set up. This has been on the back burner for me for a few months. I've been quietly sort of chipping away and getting ready to go out on my own. So I don't have too much to do, but I just want to get everything down in writing, get all my ducks in a row before I announce sort of where I'm going and where I'll be training from and what I'm doing. But hopefully sort of in the next couple of days, I'll have that all signed and sealed. I've got verbal agreements that everything's happening, but you know what the world's like. I just want it all written down and sort of legally binding. But I'll be training on my own, and I'm so excited. I just can't wait. Just to do what I want to do. And I love the horses. I love the horse more than I love the sport. So I'm just really excited to just get my head down and my bum up and hopefully get some good results for some loyal clients.
Lucy, no doubt you're going to get some support too, because there is absolutely no question about the talent that you have in training horses, which a lot of people have seen over the last few years, particularly down here in Victoria. Super exciting news for you. When it all gets ticked off and signed, sealed and delivered, we'll get you back on and pump the life out of it because, we'd love people to go, SEN Track listeners, if they do own horses, to go and support you because we all support people going out and having a crack, and that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. It's obviously a big step, a little bit of a scary one, but I feel really ready. I feel like I've got a really good grounding. I've worked for some incredible people, elite people, both in racing and just in the equestrian world. So I feel that should stand me in good stead. And obviously, 10 years with Kieran Ma being his assistant and then 2 years with Boyd training as a partnership. To me, it feels like a really big step setting up my own business. But from the training side of things, I feel really ready. And I just want to have a boutique, quality, not quantity, and just make it really fun for the owners, have a good time and hopefully get them the results that they want. But I think most importantly, racing is a luxury and the owners have to enjoy the experience. So that'll be sort of at the forefront for me is the welfare and doing the right thing by the horse and also giving the owners a really good time.
Lucy, no doubt you will. I wish you all the best of luck. Can't wait to see you at the races again. Congratulations. We'll get you on again when it all kicks off, and we'll do what we can to support you, mate. I wish you all the best, honestly. And if there's anyone out there thinking of jumping in with someone, have a bit of fun that also knows their horses, I'll be certainly pushing them in your direction. Appreciate your time this morning, mate.
Thanks so much. I appreciate you having me on.
Lucy Yeomans there. Great news. Lucy to go out and train on her own, and there's no doubting the talent. But like she said, about having some fun, she's an absolute ripper, Lucy. Absolute ripper. Just a good quality person. What we'll do, we'll clear a break. We'll come back. We'll have Sam Friedman on the other side of this. Emily Brown will join me too before 9 o'clock.
Caulfield comes alive with Group 1 racing at the SEN Caulfield Underwood Stakes. Tickets just $20 at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall.
And Point Barrow's got to the extreme outside. Yuki's got them all battling a bit though. Point Barrow emerges as the danger. She moves two back to the inside. Yuki giving a lot of cheek. Point Barrow on the outside's got it at the 100-metre mark though. Point Barrow has it. It's making hard work of it. She moves two's diving through, but Point Barrow just wins from She moves two.
Welcome back to Giddy Up. Yeah, Point Barrow, the Blue Point filly yesterday for the Anthony and Sam Freedman team. Got it done in, well, I don't know what we call it. We've got to call it a super maiden. Unbelievable race here in the first at Bendigo. Could have been Saturday grade absolutely anywhere. Joining me this morning is Sam Freedman. Sam, good morning, mate.
Morning, guys. How are we?
Yeah, very well. Hey, that was a nice win yesterday. Geez, it was a hot race for a Bendigo Thursday.
Yeah, it was. I mean, this time of year, you know, as you know, Bendigo's one of the premier country tracks in Victoria, and they're never easy maidens to win. So, you know, we held an entry for the Quizette as well tomorrow, but yeah, it was nice to get her maiden out of the way. Probably made a little more hard work of it than it appeared it was going to be, but she had to make a long run, and she's been a fair time off the scene, so I thought she did a really good job.
I know you've been asked a million times. Just a quick update on a couple. How's Tom Kitten?
Yeah, he's good. He's just ticking over, getting ready for the Memsey, so he'll have a really quiet hit out next Wednesday at the jump outs at Mornington, and he seems in really good form. So yeah, he's still on track for the Memsey first up.
Who excites you more, Tom Kitten or Tentris?
Tom Kitten certainly for the here and now, just given he'll be seen early in the spring, and you know you just don't know the improvement he might be able to make through this preparation. In the sense that he's probably at the peak of his powers physically. You know, he's of age now to really match it with the top liners. So we don't need to see any strong improvement from him. If he just holds his form, he's going to have a really exciting spring.
And Tentris is tracking well?
He's good, yeah. He's just ticking over, getting fitter. He's still a fair way off, but his target's obviously the Coolmore. So he'll be seen middle to end of spring. We won't sort of be rushing him into races before he's ready. So a race like the Dane Hill, that's a possible kick-off for him.
Mate, we'll kick off with a few of your runners at Caulfield on the weekend. Race number 1, you've got the 8 Moonhaven and the 10 Electric Tommy, and just waiting on a run, I think, for Enright. Yeah,
the three of them, probably all would appreciate a bit of sting out of the ground, particularly Electric Tommy and Moonhaven. Electric Tommy had a torrid run in transit last time out at Caulfield, and the track probably wasn't soft enough, so he'll come out unless it's heavy. We'll just have to wait for the morning to work that out. And then Moonhaven, he was pretty stiff the other day, sort of ran up behind them and didn't get a lot of room. Again, doesn't win out of turn, but he's consistent. I thought Enright's probably the best chance for them if he gets to start, which I think he probably will. He's drawn well. He can settle handy. He's improved out of his first up run. So of the three, he requires less luck and less sort of, it doesn't matter as much for the track conditions for him. So I'd say he's probably the best of the three.
Let's get to race number 2. The barrier gods weren't really kind to you here because Farnborough and Brave Miss, the 11 and the 16, have both been racing pretty well in recent times, but you sort of draw 10 and 17.
Yeah, I guess it's, that's the case with these sort of horses. They need a bit of luck as well. Farnborough, he was pretty stiff at Sandown the other day. He's in great form. Probably doesn't matter as much for him. He'll drift back, and he'll just need a fair track and then to be running on. And Brave Miss will just work out whether she lines up tomorrow or in a 2100 mares race on Wednesday. But she was a good winner the other day. She's been building through a prep, and if she lines up, she'll run well. But both will obviously need a bit of luck.
Another horse that's been super this prep, I thought that was a really good win at Sandown, is race 3, number 17, Kira. That was a great win in front of 10 deep.
Yeah, she won really well. Probably surprised a little bit. She's very strong on the line. And we've just kept her quite fresh. She's a filly that doesn't carry a lot of conditions, so we don't do a lot with her between runs. She's down in the weights again. maybe lacks a bit of the class that some of those fillies and mares have in this race. But she's very fit, and as you said, she's in good form and handles all track conditions. So we love having those sort of horses that are consistent and they don't lose their form.
In race 4, 2 chances here. Fire Vetna draws the inside gate, and after just missing the Windstorm in similar grade. And you've also got Spanish Blaze here, draws a bit wider. Jai McNeil first up.
Yeah, Fire Vetna, she's in great form. She looks terrific. She's probably the better winning chance of the two because she'll race handy to the speed. She's very fit, and she can make her own luck to an extent when she draws well. So she probably needs a bit more give. If she gets a soft 7 or worse, that's really going to play into her favour. And Spanish Blaze is having his first start as an import. Quite like the horse, he's going to make the grade. But we've just drawn wide. We'll probably just let him find his feet early on, and I'd hope we'd see a flashing light for him next time out. But he'll just be ridden conservatively tomorrow.
Race 5, number 6 in the vein, you have Son of Kirk, and the form in and around the 2 races that it's been in is probably as strong as there is going around, but this is a very, very good race, the Vein Stakes.
Yeah, it's a big step up, I still think, off the races that he's coming out of. The form's been solid. I'd probably have a little query on, the market's got him a bit shorter than I would have thought. I mean, this is a different grade to what he's raced against. I do really like the horse. He's still doing a few things wrong, but he's drawn wide. We'll ride him quietly. He's generally not great out of the gate. So from a map perspective, he'll be back. He might be last. It's a small field, so hopefully it doesn't matter too much. But he's got a good turn of foot. But it's obviously a big step up tomorrow.
And then a couple later on in the day, race number 9. We've had a few texts on this horse. Number 8, Cadmus, goes first up here from 6.
Yeah, he's been trying well. Drawn okay. He'd probably improve a touch for the run, but wouldn't surprise if he ran above his odds a little bit. And then obviously Miss Tarzy's in the race. She's drawn 1, and she's got 50 kilos on her back. She'll probably roll along near the speed, which we've seen her have good success with in the past. So there's some rough chances across the day, and just need some luck, I'd say.
Your better end, Gareth normally asks the trainers where they'd spend $100. How would you spend it at Caulfield tomorrow, Sam?
I'd probably go 50 each way, Fire Vetna.
In race number 4, number 5, Fire Vetna. Hey, mate, appreciate your time this morning, as always. Understand you guys are really busy this time of year and you get asked the same question. So thanks for jumping on and best of luck for the spring.
No worries. Cheers, Mike.
Sam Freedman there. We've got to clear a break really, really quickly. I'll come back and reset for the news. And I'll take Emily Brown over the news just after 9 o'clock. But Sam Freedman there, Fire Vetna, maybe the better end of his chances. Race 4, number 5 each way. We do it all thanks to the team at Bet365. And the boys have their top 4 finish multi up, $7.60 available. Amrakia, War Eternal, Bunker Hut, Rose Hill, Private Eye, Caulfield. And it is up there on Bet365 at the moment, the Bet Boost multi of the weekend. I'm laying Private Eye. I'm taking Private Eye on. There's a lot of people tipping Private Eye. And I want to take it on. I want to take it. First time Caulfield here, too. Unreal. Anyway, let's go. We get Joe Pride on? Oh, no, okay. Let's go to a break. Back after this.
Caulfield comes alive with Group 1 racing at the SEN Caulfield Underwood Stakes. Tickets just $20 at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back to Getting Up. Miles Pfitzner with you right around the country. Hello to you. A few text messages came through this morning. Couple saying it was raining in Sydney. A bit of it. A few said Sunakirk best of the day. Heaps of rain overnight. I got a message from Tom Papley saying it was raining in Sydney, or rained in Sydney. Johnny's chimed in. Need some wins tomorrow. Still paying off an unexpected Tuesday night. Hashtag pen track, JC. Good on you, Johnny. Good to see you, mate. Cal text in wishing Lucy all the best. Hopefully I answered your question, Booger. I'll try and get Joe Pride on next week. Give Chowell a pump up. I'll message Joe myself and get him on. Obviously Gareth's upset the apple cart somewhere with him, but I'll get him on. He won't like that I've taken Private Eye on, but a lot of them don't like that I take some horses on. But we'll get him on to talk Chowolf next week because it's certainly in my horses to watch for the spring. I reckon he'll be back, Chowolf. And you can't ever ride off that stable, ever. Caulfield, first time going Caulfield against some horses that I really like the look of, including Evaporate tomorrow. Are you with or against Private Eye? A lot of people have made Private Eye the best of the day. I thought I'm really keen to see Evaporate for the spring. Let me know. 0499 736 736. Don't forget, Top 4 Multi up on Bet365. Bet Boost 760. Get on, but gamble responsibly. Call 1800 858 858. Emily Brown will join me on the other side of this. We'll talk about Magor. Undefeated. Back in a moment.
Powered by Signet. Good morning. I'm Adam Pont with SEN News. The government has responded to claims the US was blindsided by the PM's call to recognise a Palestinian state. Anthony Albanese will put forward the motion at the upcoming UN General Assembly. US Ambassador to Israel, Mark Huckabee, says he wasn't notified and has described the decision as disappointing. But Health Minister Mark Butler has told Seven that's not the case.
There was a discussion between our Foreign Minister Penny Wong and Secretary of State Rubio before the announcement of our decision. There's a readout from the State Department about that conversation.
Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky has met British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer for talks. That's ahead of Russian President Vladimir Putin's meeting with the US President Donald Trump tonight over a potential end to the European conflict. AFL Grand Final ticket prices will increase by up to 22% this year. That's an average of 4% on last year. It lifts the cheapest reserve seat by $10 to $195. But the AFL will today reveal entry-level prices for the first 3 weeks of this year's final series will stay at 2024 prices. Child care safety is back in the spotlight. The Federal Attorney General is proposing changes so that people who fail their working with children checks in one state will be blocked from getting one anywhere else in the country. Michelle Rowland to meet with her state and territory counterparts today. And today, Australians are marking the anniversary of VP Day. Veterans, families and leaders are gathering across the country commemorating Japan's unconditional surrender to the Allies in 1945, officially ending World War II. The Saints will debut a new ruckman in tonight's game against Essendon at Marvel. 203cm Alex Dodson has got the call-up after 35 disposals and 41 hitouts in the VFL. The Bombers will reveal their 15th debutant of the season, 18-year-old half-back come midfielder Reece Unwin. And in the AFLW last night, the Blues rolled the Pies 45-21 and the Eagles beat the Suns.
Caulfield comes alive with Group 1 racing at the SEN Caulfield Underwood Stakes. Tickets just $20 at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back to Giddy Up. Miles Pfitzner with you right around the country. Hello to you. All thanks to the team at Bet365. It's never ordinary when it's brought to you by Bet365. Had the pleasure of meeting this lady on Saturday night after the Racing Awards. I speak of Emily Brown, part of the Emily and David Brown training partnership, and she joins me this morning. Good morning, Emily.
Morning, how are you?
Yeah, very well. Thank you. Very well. Hey, exciting to go to Caulfield tomorrow. You've got two chances there in race 1 and in race 5. We'll start with race 1. You've got Ganacho in there and Frosty's in the saddle. You draw 10. Is that a tad awkward?
Probably not. I think he's probably going to go back anyway from the draw. And just being the 1100, they're probably going to be a little sharp out the gates for him. But we were so impressed with his jump out the other day. He sat back in that and really powered home. So it's nice if he can get a nice trail and hopefully have a turn of foot. Like, it's probably a little bit short for him, but a good start-off point for him.
And let's get to the horse that a lot of people have been texting us about, Emily, is Magor, this I'm Immortal, like 3-year-old gelding here. And he's put 2 up and done him in fine style, especially that Vobis Showdown win was superb.
Yeah, we've been really happy with him. He has only had the one jump out at Caulfield, which he did very, very nicely. He was quite keen to get on with the job. And we sort of spoke to Frosty afterwards and both sort of decided that he's not going to learn that much more from going to jump outs. He still does a bit wrong, and he's sort of definitely not furnished, a proper furnished racehorse yet. But I think he's got a lot of ability. He's done really well. It might be a little bit vulnerable on the fitness side if he does do things wrong. But, we're excited to have him back.
Where to for a horse like that? The one jump out, give him a bit of an education. What have you got? What's the plan maybe if everything goes right for him?
I think I'll know a lot more after Saturday. This time of year, you got all your hopes and all your big goals, and it can go one way or another. But hoping, happily through Saturday, probably look at maybe taking him to the McNeil, and then at that point we'll probably have a decision to make about whether we try and stretch him out a little bit, or keep him at the short course.
Hey, you've also got Cold as a Beer going to sale on Sunday. That jump out on the 5th of August looked pretty solid too. Looks like he might be ready to go maybe first up, Wizzy.
Yeah, he's a really, really nice horse. He's probably another one that probably will end up getting out over a little bit further. But yeah, he's nice and big and strong, and it looks like a nice kick-off point for him. The only thing we'd probably be reserved about is if the weather comes in and the track gets a bit wet, we might sort of look at to kick him off somewhere else.
While I've got you, can I get just a quick update on Statuario?
Yeah, he jumped out super the other day. We're really pleased with him. I was actually a little bit annoyed with him. I said you could have done that in Brisbane, but really, really happy with him. Looks like we might kick him off. We were thinking of going to the Heatherley, but he was quite sharp the other day, so we might kick him off in the So You Think Stakes. Beautiful.
And the other one is Scary. It looks like he's in for maybe a good campaign.
Yeah, I think he's a horse that he's carrying a fair bit of condition. He had quite a decent spell after he had that virus in the early autumn. And he's probably carrying a little bit of winter weight, but again, he probably just needs a bit of racing. He is an out-and-out stayer, so probably we're just working through maybe kicking him off a little bit further, just to sort of bring him to hand a bit quicker.
And you've also got, I think it's Rhinoceros for the Country Racing Horse of the Year going up. Those awards aren't too far away, are they? That's a week or 2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, a week away. So yeah, massive honour being named in the 3 finalists. So very, very excited for him. He's back in now, and hopefully he can sort of put his name thereabouts in the country cups once again.
Emily, appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck with your team right throughout the spring and also most definitely tomorrow. Pleasure meeting you and your partner the other night, and I'll look forward to following the horses throughout the spring.
Thanks so much.
Emily Brown there. Got McGaw running tomorrow. Quite a promising stable moving forward. But yeah, Statuario, and as you mentioned, Paulie, scary. Carrying a bit of winter weight. Well, aren't we all? Well, I certainly am anyway. No doubt about that. Hey, let's jump across to our resident sort of Friday expert. We speak of one Heath Pope, and he joins me. Hello, Pope Show.
Yeah, good morning, Miles.
Hey, mate, things are going well for you. They just go from strength to strength. What are you expecting? Do you want to start in Victoria or South Australia this weekend? Do you want to start?
Yeah, let's start at Morpheville Parks.
Beautiful.
Rail tough meeting.
Rail's
it's a
out,
really,
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's out 9 metres. It's a tough program. It's a soft 6 I'm working on.
Yep.
It's just a typical tough winters program. So we've just got a few select runners that we're going to make some money on, and we'll move over to Caulfield.
What's the plan there? Thinking that it'll be those horses lanes sort of 2 to 4, and then as the day goes on, it ends up 4, 5, 6, 7. They just start to get wider and wider and wider, but you can't go wide on the turn. You have to wait and go wide after the turn. Is that right?
Yeah, summed up perfectly. Usually, as a rule, the first couple of races, totally fine near the fence. But, yeah, and especially when the rail is out this far, Miles, they will be leaving the fence. And then I think you'll find the later runner or the later winners will be coming out wide.
Where do you want to go first?
Best bet of the days in race 1.
Yep.
Number 11, Artistic Angel.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Yes. Okay.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah. And so does Richard.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that recent trial it just indicated she's come back terrific. This is just it's a really moderate maiden, and just have a look at her form in that first campaign. She's been. I mean, she came runner-up in the South Australian Magic Millions 2-year-old classic.
To Ole Dancer, who's come out and since subsequently spanked them here in Melbourne.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, has pace, so, she'll put herself in the firing line throughout. Even that run before she was spelled, she was still up amongst it with only 50 metres to go. And I just think she jumps, leads and wins.
Yep.
I couldn't believe the price they went up. And she's even down,
I can't believe 280 is still available now.
It's a great price.
It's a great price.
I conservatively, I've got it $2.25.
Yep.
But they went up like $3.50, $3.60 or something. So
yeah, that didn't last.
No.
Yeah. I know that for a fact.
Yeah. Well, I took some.
Yeah. Hey, so we're Artistic Angel nice and early. Where to next before we get to Caulfield? Or have we got another couple here?
Yeah, mate. Mate, in race 7, I was pretty bullish and still am. Number 1, Colmar. The big problem is it's come into a price which I'm really balking at now, and actually I think it's into like $2.50 now, and I'm really balking at that. It really deserves to win. It will lead on a very moderate tempo. It's coming off a listed race 4th, but she loves the sting out of the ground, and she finally meets. She will lead these comfortably. However,
you want Rochelle to shift out wider by then, wouldn't we? Like off the paint.
Well, she'll be able to.
Yep.
But I just think at the prices, the each way bet is now Morris Minor. It's now around $7.50. You can't go wrong with that. It's come back flying. If you're comparing prices, $2.50 to around $7.50, $7, whatever it is, I think Morris Minor now suddenly becomes the play.
Yeah, you're nearly getting the same money the place for Morris Minor than you are for Colmar to win. Does that wrap up Morphettville, mate? Do you want to head to Caulfield now?
Yeah, just very quickly. Race 3, number 4. I am with Caravas. after the scratchings, I'm not as confident. Beast Mode will lead. It will be pressured, and will give an almighty sight. However, I'm just balking at the price. Caravas was $6, so I'm still thinking it's a good each way play, even around the $4 mark.
I think the Hayes boys said that Beast Mode doesn't need 1,001 metres.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's going to be very similar to last week.
Yeah.
But it will give an almighty sight. But I just think it's at its right price, and it has been finding one better of late. So, and very quickly, race 8, number 2, Stocomo. It wasn't a play earlier, but having seen a couple of scratchings, I think this stable, if they were to want two horses scratched in that field, they would have picked those 2 that have come out, because it will now it will jump on the bunny and give a big sight, where before there was a bit of pressure in that race.
Yep. All righty. So that'll wrap up Morfordville. Let's head to Caulfield. It is blowing an absolute gale here this morning. Gusty. Well, it was where I live, and I'm 10 minutes from Caulfield. So it maybe have dried the track out a little bit. There was no rain when I got here to work nice and early, but and didn't sort of see too much on the road. So hopefully we get a pretty good even surface here at Caulfield on the weekend.
What about a soft 6 still? Or?
Yeah, I think it'd be something like that. Yep. If not, if it keeps blowing like this, it could even, I don't know, I doubt they're going to get to a 5, but I've had reports that they had rain last night, but
okay.
I'm 10 minutes from the track. I didn't get any. So
you might have been snoring too loud, Miles.
Yeah, could have been. Could have been.
Mate, I'm interested to hear what if you've spoken to Richard Jolly. He's got a nice, promising type in race 1.
Yep, and likes it.
He likes it?
But, yeah, the firmer the better. The softer the better for him. Yeah. That's the one that it just doesn't want it too hard. But I think that'll probably suit him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so from the block, it's one of these ex-Singapore runners, but it's flying. Singapore, Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I think it's come over from Hong Kong, but it's flying since coming back to Australia. I think its ratings suggest it will give a big on-pace sight at around 750, I think I saw last.
Yeah, or it might be a fraction less with Bet365 now.
Yeah, okay. Race 3, there's a horse in this that I think she's got a pretty decent race in her this spring. Number 7, Gala Queen.
Best of the day, Popey. Best of the day.
Oh, good stuff.
You're bang on, mate. We're lying right up there. Yeah, it's a nice horse,
That first up run was a hidden gem. That was climbing all over the heels of horses in a race where 1100's too short for her. It was a run that just says she's got a really good race in her this spring. I did like her in her last campaign too. She won a nice race over in Adelaide. 1,400 metres, I think it's ideal second up. Actually, I don't mind the whitish draw either. I think she'll be horribly hard to hold out. I'd love to see $4 next to her.
Beautiful. Have you got anything else there? Because I'm just running a little bit low on time here, Popey. We've gone a bit long. Have you got anything else at Caulfield, mate, before we go?
Yeah, okay. In the Quizette, I'm going around the favourites. I'm with the Playwright. I don't think they'll go as hard as what people are thinking. So I think it's a great each way play.
About $8.50, $2.50 with Bet365 out in front for Go Waterhouse. Anything else before I let you go, mate?
That's about it, Miles.
Hey, best of luck. We line up on 2, 1 at Morfordville, 1 at Caulfield. We're in for a good day.
Absolutely, mate.
Hey, appreciate your time as always, Popey. Go well.
Thanks, Miles.
Heath Pope there, absolute rip. He's been flying lately too, Popey. Quick break, Nick Ashman on the other side of this, and get your $100 staking plans in on the message line for the weekend. Keep them creative as you can. Mix them up, couple of legs in a multi, do whatever you want. $100. All thanks to the team at Bet365. Back in a moment.
Caulfield comes alive with Group 1 racing at the SEN Caulfield Underwood Stakes. Tickets just $20 at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back. Giddy up, Miles Pfitzner with you. Last Friday for me for a while. I'll be back Monday and Tuesday to run through what happened on the weekend, and then the G-Man will take you through midweek racing. He is back. I don't know where he is. Might be Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia, Herzegovina. Is that how you say it? I think it's right. Anyway, hey, we welcome in the man that we love to chat to for the next 5 minutes up until the news. I speak of Nick Ashman from the Beaten Favourite. Hello to you, Nico.
Good morning, Milo. Another wet day here in Sydney. So we're
you're joking.
Oh, it is becoming a joke, to be honest with you. So Noah's Ark, they're building it as I speak. Randwick, Rosehill, I should say. I don't want to say for sure, but I'd be surprised if we're not on a very wet and well into the heavy rain.
Oh, H10. H10, yeah. I'm hearing.
H10.
H10.
So we've had not much luck, and it's very tricky with form, isn't it? Because there's a bit of a difference between heavy 10 and heavy 17. We had a very, very heavy track 2 weeks ago. I don't think it'll be as bad as it was on the 2nd of August, but it's still going to be pretty wet out there on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't bet when it gets like this. There were 3 that I liked at $50 there at Rosehill, and that'll be it. But what do you like? That's why people listen, not for me. They listen for you, mate.
Oh, don't be silly. You've had a bit of luck I've seen recently. King race 1. I think we can get the chocks early with one here. So first of all, track info, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Lane 1, a penalty. Lanes 2 and 3 better, but the best ground should be lanes 4 and beyond.
Yep.
They're saying that back markers will get their chance in those races over 1,300 metres or further. So
nice.
Let's have a look. What's that, mate?
Yeah, nice. Oh, sorry, I was agreeing with you. Yeah, I'm like,
good.
good.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, good.
Let's get a winner, hey. 11:35 a.m. the first race tomorrow. So, as my grandfather said, you can't have a drink before midday. So you might have to wait after we get the winner about 25 minutes before you crack one. But race 1, number 2, King Rattel. Look, he's 4th up. He's finishing the Cornello in 2 of his 3 runs at this stage of his preparation. Gets the blinkers back on. He's 2 from 3 at benchmark 72 level. He comes back from taking on better horses than this. I know we missed the $13 opening price, but I still think around that $9 mark is a good 1x2, 1x3 bet.
Beautiful.
He just looks set to peak, and Brycey Hayes can get one ready from time to time.
Certainly can. And Zachy Lloyd can certainly ride one. You can't have a drink before 12, but you can certainly win one, so that'll do.
That'll do. Hey, I reckon a little bit later in the day, go over to race 6. Johnny Travolta, something for the Saturday Night Fever fans. This horse he's going really good. He was only 2 from 11 coming into this prep. He's 2 from 3 this preparation, this campaign. So I reckon Chris Waller's got him right now, and he's in a good headspace, this horse. His rating's exactly where you need to be. Now, the query is, when you look at his form this prep, his 2 wins, he's had Jason Collett, who's absolutely bloody airborne at present, on board. And now he gets Sienna Greener aboard. Now, some people look at a 3-kilo claimer, call it off, 3-kilo claimer, and think, oh, God, yuck. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the market does push him out a point or so because of that. But here's some stats on her.
She's flying.
She's riding at 17% from the last 100 rides. She's beating market expectations during that time by 83%. I'd say to you that there's a good reason why Chris Waller's entrusted her with a horse that's going really well, and there's a $5 chance in town on a Saturday, and that's because he thinks that she's a good apprentice, and he's a smart man. He knows what he's doing, and I reckon he thinks that 3-kilo claim could be really useful for him if he gives it the right opportunities.
Beautiful. I've got 2 minutes before the news, mate, and this one's hard. I can't shift it. Have we got another one there at Rosehill or anything at Caulfield?
Let's go to Caulfield, mate. I'll tell you what, initially I thought Private Eye and Seafels were 2 horses to beat in the PB Lawrence. I reckon Moira, speaking of Waller, this thing's had a bit of a spruik on it the whole time. I loved its 2 strides.
It's my Caulfield Cup Smoky.
Oh, well, mate, look, I don't know what distance she'll get to. I don't know, but I just think she's going to be right in the mix on Saturday. She needs to put her hand up. Her ratings overseas were outstanding. Earlier in the day, Jules and I did that Foxcatcher show yesterday, and we're both keen on race 2, number 15, Skipper's Canyon, probably the best of the day. He was outstanding, this ex-Kiwi, first up at Sandown. Yes, his SP was high on that occasion, but the way he hit the line, the overall time, everything says he's well above that. And I think this looks a nice stepping stone for him onto bigger and better things.
Hopefully Stokesy can have a double in race 2 and race 3. But the Moira, I'm glad you're on the Moira train. It's in my top 6
Remember
power
GMA?
rankings. Pardon?
Good Morning Australia and Moira. Remember that?
Yeah. Well, when you said Saturday Night Fever, I was when I think Travolta, I'm like more Face Off. That was my era.
Oh, wasn't that a great?
Yeah.
Age of his death.
Peach, I could eat peach for hours.
Yeah, it's so good, isn't it? It's so good, those movies, anyway.
Hey,
I feel like an old timer when they say they don't make movies like they used to.
you know, they certainly don't. Hey, always appreciate chatting to you, my friend. And go well. You and Jules doing a great job with Foxcatcher. Absolutely love catching your shows, mate. Appreciate you jumping on.
Thanks, Marley. All the best, mate.
Nick Ashman there from the Beaten Favourite and Foxcatcher as well. We're about to go to the news in 35 seconds. We've got, I agree with you, Miles. I think Evaporate can make a big impression in the spring, and it starts tomorrow in the Lawrence. Yeah, I agree. Hope we're both right. That's DJ Frankston South. T-Dab on before tomorrow. Shadava looks to bet in the opener. We don't have Tom Dabening on, but I'm with From the Block in that race. Wouldn't surprise me if Sun's setting one either at $12. But I'll run through the cards and all of that when I go to the Form Lounge at 12 o'clock today. That's just must-listen radio. That is. You remember that video where that kid shot all the three-pointers? That show has been as hot as a pistol. We'll be back right after this.
Powered by Signet, making SEN news this hour. The Federal Attorney General is meeting with the states and territories today to discuss reforms in the childcare sector. Michelle Rowland is proposing people who fail checks in one state can't work anywhere else in the country. Some wild weather across parts of Australia today. Damaging winds forecast for Tasmania, as well as the Otways and Macedon Ranges in Victoria. Donald Trump is meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin at a summit tonight aimed at establishing peace between Moscow and Ukraine. And 400 jobs are expected to go at the University of Technology, Sydney. sen.com.au Sport is coming up next. Impressive start from the Blues in the AFLW. They've down the Pies 45-21 in front of 8,000 fans at Icon Park. Over in the West, the Eagles beat the Suns by 15 points. A perfect start for second-year coach Daisy Pearce. And Melbourne Storm has won a thriller over Penrith in last night's grand final rematch, 22-18.
Caulfield comes alive with Group 1 racing at the SEN Caulfield Underwood Stakes. Tickets just $20 at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall.
Well, welcome back. This is Giddy Up, 9:32 a.m. Another hour to go of the show. You can get your $100 staking plans in on the message line. All thanks to Bet365. Don't forget too that the top four multi is up. The Bet Boost top four multi is up on Bet365, $7.60. Imagine what you could be buying instead. It won't be up all day. I think there's already 440 have copied it. So go and jump on. Gamble responsibly as always. Let's head up to Queensland. Check out racingqueensland.com.au for where Queensland is racing today. Chris Nelson. Hello, Chris.
Hello, Milo. How you going?
Oh, mate, I'm up and about. I've only got 3 more days of Gareth's show. Then I think I've decided to go to Vietnam and play some golf for
nice.
8 days.
That sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah, they sold me. They sold me at $2 beers.
Yeah, well, and also the golf shops, they're really good, they tell me. There's lots of stuff you can get that's quite cheap. So have a look around. You get yourself some nice, you get yourself kitted out pretty well also.
I'm making myself sound tight. Well, I do get looked after by the team at TaylorMade pretty well. Shout out to the new QI 35 driver there at TaylorMade. Unbelievable.
I've got the QI 35.
Yeah,
so they're not looking after me. I have to pay for my own, but they're good.
Yeah,
they're
shout
good
out to Tommy and the entire team at TaylorMade. They're really good.
Yeah,
people.
I'll shout out too.
Thanks. Just cut that up and send it to me, can you? Yeah, cheers, mate. Hey, I'm trying to get a service for my mare here and some more golf gear. Hey, rightio, Doomben we go. It's a 9-race card there. What are you expecting track-wise? What's the weather been like up there, my friend?
Well, we've got 4 days of beautiful weather. We've got not a cloud in the sky today, about 21, and we get to 24, 25 tomorrow.
Wow.
And so it'll be beautiful. So, yeah, the track was a soft 5 yesterday, and there are a few storms about, but none of them hit the area that we didn't want them to hit, so that was good. So we'll be on a good track, rail in a half-metre position. It'll play fair, mostly to tempo, I would say. So I don't see any bias speeding on the track tomorrow. You wouldn't suggest it. Always nice to be up near the speed at Doomben, especially in the shorter races. But tempo will be the main player, I'd say.
There's one I want to ask you on towards the end, but hopefully you've got it in. What have you got for us?
Look, it's a tough day. I've got a couple of good things, hopefully. Race 2, number 2, Zoology. Now, these distance races are usually ones I steer well clear of, but this horse looks really well placed tomorrow. He won here at Doomben over this trip 2 starts back, courtesy of a great ride from the apprentice Rob Thorburn. Then he went to Grafton, ran third in the Grafton Cup behind Don Diego de Vega and Quietness. Now, that was a listed race. So here he comes, back to a restricted race. He's got 3 off for Rob Thorburn again, so he's down to 56.5. Gate number 1. Don't see a lot of speed in the race. The Right Way looks the leader. I think Zoology will park behind the Right Way, and it'll be a lovely run. So race 2, number 2, Zoology.
Yeah, the form just stacks up. There's nothing really knocking the door down there, is there?
Not at all. And race 6, number 10, interesting run at we'll call it our Oberos, but I'm really not 100% sure what it's called. It's a tricky name, but I don't care, as long as it wins. And I think it will. Ex-Victorian, form down south was very good. Came up to Maddie Hoysted, won its first start at Eagle Farm for Maddie in a Class 2, bolted in at $1.30. Then won its second start also at Eagle Farm over 1,200 metres, but was disqualified. And I don't know why that was. I'm yet to find out. But the horse was disqualified out of that race. But I can tell you, he won it, and he won it really convincingly. He went hard in front, and he just kept on going. So he looks a nice type. He's trialled up at Deegan recently, straight to the front, strolled home the trial from that gate. He'll lead, and he'll take plenty of catching. Now, what did you want to ask me about?
I've got a big thing on horses that win and then get disqualified, backing them next start.
Well, this is one for you.
Yep, because the last time I did it, do you remember a horse down here called Extra 2? Was when Wirramoo Pin rode and they thought they got the handicap wrong. Bolted in. His rating went up, but then they took the race off the horse. I was like, wherever it goes next, got in under the rating again and just loaded. Yeah. I like it a lot. Hey, the one I wanted to ask you on is race number 8, Fleetwood. First start for Tony Gollan, ex-Cummings. I like this. Ben Thompson, draws 8. Tick, tick, tick. Trial win, tick. Have you got Fleetwood on top?
I have. And look, the weight was the one thing that worried me. So when we got Ben Thompson on the punter's mate this afternoon, I'll ask him about that. But no, I've got him on top. I love the trial. I think he's probably better than these. And these are Dolphin horses that are being or have been sold off to other interests. They're flying at the moment.
Aren't they ever?
Really up here. Yeah, and this trial was pretty soft. He had plenty left in the tank in the trial. So the way Ben Thompson's going, he'd ride me to win a race at the moment, Milo. So, yeah, I'm with you. I think Fleetwood's the one to beat there.
Yeah, there's something like the Perel was a nice fill, and this has got shades of Perel written all over it.
We had Razors last week. We had Amur last week.
Yeah.
So they're popping up everywhere.
Amur, Razors, Perel, and now Fleetwood. Yep. Make it 4 from 4 up there. Hey,
all one known.
Yeah, and I like it. Hey, Chris O, I greatly appreciate your time as always, my friend. Let's go.
That's a pleasure.
Chris Nelson there. Thanks to Racing Queensland. Check out racingqueensland.com.au for where Queensland is racing today. I think I've got to go to a break, do I? Is that right? Thank you, boys. Blue sky and sun out at Gosford, so hopefully clear up the rain. I think it'll be too late, she cried. Mick from Brizzy, morning, Miles. I'm on fire with the staking plan. Hit it again last Saturday. Well, I hope you're taking a Mick. Eagle Farm, Victory Flame Place. Caulfield from the block place. Caulfield, Scenic Point, win. $100 gives you $11.60. Mick from Brizzy, a.k.a. Jason Bourne, a.k.a. The Spy. Love the confidence. A.k.a. Jason Bourne. $100 bet for the weekend. Race 3, Gala Queen, like it. Race 5, Son of Kirk, not fully sold. It's from Sampa. 30 the win multi at $17.50 and 70 the place multi at $3.25. Don't mind that, Sampa. That's good spreading of risk. Get your $100 staking plans in on the message line. Keep them creative as best you can with the multi, etc. Minimum of a couple of legs, and we'll try and get them up. 0499 736 736. We are going to go to a break. We'll come back on the other side of this. Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne. No, it's not. It's Pete Anthony. We'll be back on the other side.
Caulfield comes alive with Group 1 racing at the SEN Caulfield Underwood Stakes. Tickets just $20 at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall. The Western Whip Around. Tune in to Racing WA TV on 7+, your ultimate destination for everything racing in the West.
Tune in to Racing WA TV on 7+, your ultimate destination for everything racing in the West. Pete Anthony joins me this morning. Good morning, Pete.
Morning, Miles.
Hey, what are you expecting on the weekend?
It's actually a pretty decent card. Obviously, fine weather. The track should be on a relatively drying surface as well. But it's just one of those cards where you go through and the market is pretty much close to the point, just doing the form. So, look, it's one of those days. I probably won't have too many early bets, but I'll be keeping an eye on things, that's for sure. Because, look, Belmont just seems to have, one pattern one way or the other. So we'll see what the overall track goes up. It's currently... Well, this is from yesterday morning. It was a heavy 8, but we'll wait and see what it is. It will probably change a few times between now and Saturday.
We had Grant Williams on earlier on in the week. He was very keen on his two chances in Sensational and Immortal Bliss early on in the card. What are you liking?
Look, yeah, I mean, you can't really knock either of those. They're probably just a bit short for me, but, I think Sensational in particular does look really well suited in that feature race, which doesn't have too much depth to it. Look, we'll go straight to the last. Race 8, I really like the setup here for Lombardina. One in the right lanes, their last start at Pinjarra, but expecting the horse to go even better fourth up. CJP just has such a good record on this mare, and that's probably the key thing. He jumped on last start and got the best out of her, being able to settle forward. There's not much speed in this race, and for a jockey that's sat on the horse 7 times for 4 wins and 3 places, more than happy to take something on the $7 there available. So race 8, number 6, Lombardina. Don't really have anything else on the card, Miles, so I'll throw that out as my best play of the day and getting an each-way price.
Like it. At Caulfield, you would have had a look there, surely.
No, not yet.
Oh.
This is purely, this is my favourite meeting of the year, Milo. So the Group 2 PB Lawrence is the unofficial start of spring. All the horses first up. There's just so much opportunity to just go into it with a fresh pair of eyes and go, right, who's fit enough to win this and who's just, having a run around and getting ready for spring. So it's one of my preferred times to bet out of the yard. So I haven't tarnished it by having a look. The wind's fairly up though, so that's probably going to be one of the key factors on the day. Might be a headwind in the straight. So for that, with that in mind, I don't think you want to get too far back and want to be making a swooping run. So I'm looking for horses that will be forward of midfield run and probably a little bit of cover as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. Hey, hopefully the wind settles down a fraction. Appreciate you jumping on, mate. We'll chat again soon.
Sounds good.
Pete Anthony here for Racing WA TV on 7+, your ultimate destination for everything racing in the West. Scenic Point, Arkansas Kid evaporates 47-1. Brendan, don't mind it. Gala Queen evaporate Peloton, all up 33.50 from Rooster. Greg Scenic Point evaporate Artistic Angel. I reckon I'm going to be Gala Queen, evaporate Artistic Angel. They would be my 3. Or I'd be Gala Queen, Artistic Angel, Sensational WA. What price does that get us with Bet365? Actually, I might even have that multi now. Let's go to a break. We'll come back on the other side of this. Andrew O'Toole, all thanks to NT Thoroughbred Racing. Catherine Cup time. Back in a moment.
Caulfield comes alive with Group 1 racing at the SEN Caulfield Underwood Stakes. Tickets just $20 at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back to Giddy Up, 9:53 a.m. Eastern, wherever you are, right around the country. Hello to you. Let's head north, though, where the weather is brilliant. NT Thoroughbred Racing, the red centre of racing in, well, it's not Alice Springs this Saturday. It's at Catherine, is it? Toolman, as I welcome him in. Andrew O'Toole, hello to you.
Hello, Malt.
Hey, mate, Catherine, 6-race card. This is one you want to go to if you want to get a little bit rowdy, I'm sure.
It's a great meeting, Miles. I've just actually got in the car to head down. It takes about three and a bit hours to get to Catherine. So we go down and set everything up there today, get the speakers up and the sound working and the pictures and everything. And, yeah, it's always a great day. They get crowds of 1,500 minimum. The biggest social occasion in Catherine, and big visitation from the top end and other parts of the territory as well. So always a great day, a lot of fun.
The airstrip would get a workout too, I'd imagine, off a few of the stations.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, see a lot of the ringers there, and the young people come out and they really enjoy it. As I say, it's the biggest social occasion in Catherine of the year, bar none. So, yeah, we always look forward to going down the road and letting our hair down, if I had hair, letting our hair down a bit.
Hey, whatever you like, over the 6-race card, I've got about 4.5 minutes for you, Tooley.
Yeah, good on you, Miles. In the second, Keen were on Orion the Hunter, trained by Jason Manning to be ridden by Paul Shires. Didn't that combination have a really good carnival? They ran second, beaten in a photo finish in the sprint, and they ran second in the Cup with Prince Joffre. Jason, he always has a few decent horses around his little
remember
team.
that.
And, yeah, my word. And Orion the Hunter, he has only had 2 or 3 runs here in Darwin. I thought his last start was really good. Catherine's a track, Miles, that you can't really you don't want to get too far off them. It's not really a run-on track. You've really got to be in the first probably 2 or 3 round the corner, not the longest straight in the territory, and you've got to be handy. Orion Hunter, that's probably the only question, mate, does tend to get off them a little bit, but you can sort of get going from the 600 and get into the race by the home turn. So I'm going with number 3 in race 2, Orion the Hunter.
My old nag Munster goes around in that. Oh, you used to have a share of him. We had about a quarter of him for a while. He won a few for us in Adelaide. He was good, Munster. So.
Yeah, that's right. He's not the worst. Neil Dyer always takes the team to Catherine. He's had good success there over the years. He's won the Cup on a couple of occasions. And, of course, he trains Munster.
He's a head case. He used to kick the life out of the float, he did.
Did he really?
Oh, yeah. He used to belt the living crap out of it. Yeah.
One of those. Yeah, great.
Yeah, we've all had them or dated them.
We have, mate, yeah. Race 3, the maiden. I thought Tommy Logan could get the money here with Julene. Her last run here, rather, for third on day 7 of the carnival was really good. She's up against 4 of the Phil Coltrane runners, so a field of 6 Cole, he's got 4, so he really holds the hand. But I do like number 3, Julene, in race 3.
It's funny again, too, that horse ran in a race at Cinch one at Sale, 3 back. So fascinating, the boy's horse. So anyway, absolutely. We keep going.
We go to the Cup, the Ladbrokes Catherine Cup. It's $30,000 up for grabs, 1,700 metres, so a little bit of an unusual distance. It's obviously not a mile, but it's a little bit further. And the Catherine surface is a sand track, Miles. Normally earlier in the day it's a little firmer, but as you get towards the end of the day, they do cut into it a little bit. It's a good surface for a once-a-year track. I thought Hettinger won the race in 2023, could win his second race here at Catherine, the second Catherine Cup. He raced really well, as we know, during the carnival here in Darwin. I thought he was a good thing on the Cup day, and of course Seguso. With a share in the horse, of course, by our good mate Sammy Hyland. And beat him.
It certainly did.
Yeah, but I thought Hettinger and last year's winner Venting were probably the two. It's a bit of a horses for courses track is Catherine, so I'm going with the 2 horses that have had success there in the last 2 Catherine Cups. Race 6, number 3, Hettinger, ahead of race 6, number 2, Venting.
Totally. Be tuned into that. Can't wait to go to Catherine Cup one day. We'll complete the Northern Territory trifecta of cups. I think we need to pencil it in.
Yeah, and the other place you got to get to, of course, you can't forget, is Tennant Creek. That's always a great day out in the middle of May.
Certainly is. Hey, Atuli, appreciate your time as always, my friend. Have a great trip, drive safe, and enjoy yourself.
Good on you, mate. Thanks very much.
Andrew O'Toole there, all thanks to NT Thoroughbred Racing. It is simply the best racing entertainment in the territory. Geez, you can have some fun up there. I can't push it enough. And I thoroughly enjoyed myself. A lot of people that are involved in racing here in Melbourne, also in South Australia, they go to Darwin Cup Carnival every year just because it's so much fun. Absolutely so much fun, especially when it's cold. Rightio, couple off the text. Milo, my multi for Sat from the Block Place, Scenic Point Place, Evaporate Place, Artistic Angel Win, $13. Gregor, don't mind it. Don't mind it. Get your $100 staking plans in 0499 736 736. And don't forget, too, our Bet Boost top 4 finish available on the Bet365 app. Amrakia, War Eternal, Private Eye and Bunker Hut. Nothing to do with me, but it's $7.60. So you want to jump on all to finish in the top 4. There was 431 as of this morning that had placed that bet. You can go and jump on it right now. Imagine what you could be buying instead, though, for free confidential support. Visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. We are about to go to the news at the top of the hour. On the other side of this, bag of tips, Paul Sebastiani, and then I'm going to have a 10, 15-minute chat with Matt Hyland, who is the head of the VJA. We're just going to talk about abandoned meetings, what's happening, some people around the country doing great things for spinal cord research. Just a good, light-hearted chat with Matty Hyland. I bumped into him at the pub the other day and said g'day. And he's a good fella, of course, brother of our own in Sam Hyland. And we'll just have a chat to him, bit of a yarn. That's all still to come in the next half hour of Giddy Up. Thanks to the team at Bet365. Imagine what you can be buying instead. Back in a moment.
Powered by Signet. Good morning, I'm Adam Pont with SEN News. Reforms to the childcare sector are back on the agenda today. Federal Attorney General Michelle Rowland will meet with her state and territory counterparts to discuss unified regulation in the industry, including barring those who have failed a working with children check in one state from working anywhere in the country. Federal Health Minister Mark Butler telling Seven the government is ramping up efforts to keep young Aussie children safe.
And it will be dynamic as well, so it will be able to be regularly updated in real time if there is a change to criminal history. But there's a whole lot of work going on. Last week we passed laws in the Parliament to take funding from centres that weren't up to scratch.
Illicit drug use is returning to pre-COVID levels, according to analysis of wastewater testing. Australians are using more than 22 tonnes of illicit drugs, including cocaine and MDMA, in the year to August 2024. Ice usage has risen by 21%, cocaine by 69% and heroin by 14%. Donald Trump is meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin at a summit tonight aimed at establishing peace between Moscow and Ukraine. US President hoping to lay the foundations for a solution appropriate for both countries. And the Pope could be on his way to Royal Randwick. The Pontiff not just heading down under for a day on the punt, he's been invited by the PM to attend the Catholic Church's International Eucharistic Congress in 2028. The racetrack being floated as an appropriate venue for the Saturday of the September-October long weekend that year. sen.com.au sport is next. Impressive start from the Blues in the AFLW. They've down the Pies 45-21 in front of 8,000 fans at Icon Park. Over in the West, the Eagles beat the Suns by 15 points. A perfect start for second-year coach Daisy Pearce. And Melbourne Storm has won a thriller over Penrith in last night's grand final rematch, 22-18.
Caulfield comes alive with Group 1 racing at the SEN Caulfield Underwood Stakes. Tickets just $20 at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall. The Giddy Up bag of tips for Oz Equipment Rentals. Supplying equipment to the construction, mining and roadworks industries. OzEquipment.com.
Welcome back. It is time for Bag of Tips, all thanks to the team at Bet365. With Bet365 Top Tote Plus, you will get the best payout across all 3 national totes. What is gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Of course, the mighty Ultima Hotel in the heart of the Mallee, just down the road from Swan Hill. Make sure you swing by for a cold beer. They do meet off the smoker there too on Sundays. And, of course, Oz Equipment Rentals, supplying equipment to the construction, mining and roadworks industries. Head to ozequipment.com. Shout out to Shane Bennett and the team. I haven't spoken to Shane for a while, but shout out to him. He always listens in to the show. Let's go to Seymour. Mitch Lewis has a couple there at Seymour for us. Seymour, race 1, number 4, Fenestella. 1-4, Fenestella. And race 4, number 8, Facilitate. 4-8, Facilitate. So 1-4, 4-8 there at Seymour for Mitch Lewis. For Luke Havanassian, well, let's go up to Taree. Race 1, number 5, Casino Bear. That's 1-5, Casino Bear. And race 7, number 1, K's Time. 7-1, K's Time. Taree, 1-5, 7-1. Let's go to Tamworth. Luke Havanassian again. Race 2, number 9, Power Cruise. 2-9, Power Cruise. And race 6, number 4, Release Point. 6-4, Release Point. Tamworth, 2-9, 6-4. For Darren Carroll, let's go to Mildura before we head to Geelong. So these are the Mildura harness tips. Race 5, number 3, He's So Royal. 5-3, He's So Royal. And race 8, number 4, Prioritise. 8-4, Prioritise. Mildura, 5-3, 8-4. We head to Geelong. Race 1, number 2, Golden Shoes. Race 1, number 2, Golden Shoes. And then race 5, number 4, Black Indeed. 5-4, Black Indeed. Geelong Harness, 1-2, 5-4. Don't think we've got anything for Amanda Rando there. I can't see it on the dock. I don't have it, but all thanks to Harness Racing New South Wales, the home of the Carnival of Cups, where Australian music royalty meets quality harness racing action. What we will do, I'll get Paul to read him out, but there's something up with my doc here today, so I don't have Amanda Rando there. As I welcome in Paul Sebastiani. Hello, Paulo.
Morning, Milo. Morning, listeners. How are we all?
Oh, good.
This is good.
What's Amanda got? I don't have it.
So she is at Wagga. She's got race 1, number 3, Mop. Race 3, number 7, American Runa. And race 9, number 6, Business in Heaven. And then she's also off to Newcastle. Race 4, number 2, Dougie Sloy. And race 6, number 4, one for the Doggies fans out there, Addo Carr.
The Doggies fans.
Doggies.
The actual Doggies, not the Sons of the West.
No.
Red, white and blue.
That was a right old stuff up yesterday with Mitch Freedman, wasn't it?
Certainly was. Matty Highland not far away. Just quickly, though,
yes.
The Melbourne Storm.
Oh,
what about
Harry
that?
Grant. Grant.
Did he take a dive? I say Grant because I was educated properly. But you say Grant, you're Victoria.
That was a phenomenal finish, by the way.
Was it a flop? Did he dive?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
You're a Storm fan?
I wouldn't say I'm a Storm staunch fan, but I follow it when
Maybe
the
I should
finals
ask a
come
Penrith
around.
Panthers supporter whether or not he dived.
Well, they bet $1.50 last night about Penrith.
Okay.
Now Storm unbackable premiership favourite, I'd have thought.
AFL.
Yep.
We're going to go tonight. I'm going to do a same game multi tonight. I
Yep.
feel it back in my loins again.
Yep. I'll tell you what you do. Back Will Ashcroft, to kick 2 goals or more. Now, he was a multi-destroyer last week.
I don't do multiple goal scorers.
He was a multi-destroyer last week for the anytime goal scorers, of which you knew all... well, not you personally in the hip pocket, but there were a few around the SEM building that might have had him for anytime goal. He had it stolen off Logan Morris, and then at the last passage of play, he got done on the goal line again. So I reckon 2 or more goals for Will Ashcroft could be the banker tonight. And I reckon you'll get in excess of about $2.50.
Yeah, I think that's the game, not the Essendon St Kilda game. You don't know who turns up in the other one.
No, you can't back games with no intention, albeit I have had a sicko bet on Carlton at the line tomorrow.
I think, you know what? I think Essendon will roll St Kilda tonight.
You reckon?
Yep.
Tell Bryce.
Yep.
Tell Bryce Parker that. He'd love
No,
that.
tell JD. Hey, greatly appreciate you jumping on, mate. We'll chat soon.
Private eye tomorrow as well.
Private eye?
Yeah.
No, lay of the day. We'll have a pint on that.
All right, okay.
Yep, we'll have
All
a
right,
pint
let's
on
do it.
that.
Done.
Yep,
Sold.
evaporate for me. We've got to go to a break because I want to get this man in studio. His name is Matt Hyland, and he is the VJA boss. We're going to have a chat to him on the other side of this.
Caulfield comes alive with Group 1 racing at the SEN Caulfield Underwood Stakes. Tickets just $20 at Ticketek.
Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back. This is Giddy Up on your Friday morning. It is 10:15 Eastern. Hello to you. Thanks to the team at Bet365. Well, I thought we'd catch up with the boss of the VJA. Joins me in studio, Matt Hyland. Matt, hello to you, mate.
Hello, Miles.
Hey, we were just talking off air. This is a really busy time of the year for you guys. It doesn't stop, and I'm fascinated with the numbers of jockeys that you have on your books. So tell us, how many have you got on the books at the moment, and does that increase or decrease throughout the year?
Yeah, that's right. We have about 180 licensed riders as of the new season. That's across jumps riders, professional flat riders, picnic riders and apprentices. But that can change, at different times of the year when we have plenty of blow-ins, whether they come in from interstate or, overseas, particularly around carnival time. So, at any one time, it's probably, realistically, there's probably 200 people. I mean, we have a lot of border hoppers as well that, everyone's a member. And, when they're in Victoria, they come under our jurisdiction and our association. So, it's doesn't change much, but it sort of floats around 200 plus.
How does your phone go then when those numbers get up? Is your phone going constantly?
Look, I could go back in time, but fortunately now we've got a few more resources at the VJA since I took over. But realistically, you got to think of it like this. Of those members, they're sort of up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and probably for 8 months of the year, they're probably still at work at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. So anything can happen in that period of time. And so the phone does go. That's before you even deal with clubs or Racing Victoria. That's just members that are out there working. So, interesting enough, most people wouldn't realise, but I'd get text messages every morning. Someone out of those people, someone falls off every day. So, you sort of got to manage through that, and it doesn't necessarily mean they're badly injured. Some people get up and carry on, but someone generally falls off most days of the week.
Does that, and you don't have to answer it, but does that bother you? Like, I mean, is that something that like you've been in racing your entire life, but is that something where you go, gee, like it's the dreaded, oh no, like another one? Because it's the only sport in the world to get chased around by an ambulance.
Yeah. Look, to be honest, it can go from one extreme to the other, but realistically, no, it's part of the job.
Yep.
The main thing for us is that you're available, and because your members are out there working, and when they're working, their expectation is if they're ringing you, you're available or someone's available. But as I said, I've been doing this for 10 years, and over the period of time, we've sort of, we've progressed the structure because it's not a one-man job.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, 180 to 200 members, current day riders, but you got to remember that once you're a part of the VJA, not dissimilar to the AFLPA, we've got the whole retired group of riders that we've got to manage as well, and I'm not saying that's a massive burden, but it's significant enough.
Where are we at the moment in regards to jockey welfare and looking after jockeys? I mean, because the amount of racing seems to be increasing all the time.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to think that we're world class, and I think we are. I think the structures that we've got in place, with our jockey assistance program through Lisa Stevens, the support of Racing Victoria there. We've got Des O'Keefe, who's a dedicated welfare officer to all our, past riders predominantly. And then you've got myself and Matty Pumper. Matty Pumper joined us in the last 12 months. He's based up in the northeast, up in Euroa. He can cover off a lot of people up there. It's just about sort of providing a service where you don't miss anyone. And, we pride ourselves on being able to service our members to the best of our ability and as fairly and evenly as possible. Most people think that, most people, when they think of jockeys, they think of the top 10. We're at 180 members out there. They're not all top 10 riders.
The majority is the silent.
Yeah, and they're all doing the same job and working just as hard, just, striving for opportunities. But that's why I say, this time of the year, it doesn't make much difference to us. It's just probably, there's a bit more bit more requests. The spring's exciting, obviously, but we still have members riding across 2 or 3 meetings on Melbourne Cup Day. You know, it's so that's it.
Does night racing put greater pressure on? Because the increase of this to trying to increase betting turnover.
Yep.
I'm not a night racing guy. I don't like it personally, but it seems that there's more and more night racing and the push to put it in prime time.
Yeah, look, I think we've all got to come around to the fact that we're in the entertainment business, and we've got to put the show on when people want to watch it or people want to bet on it. There's no question about that, and the VJA are supportive of that narrative. But what I would say is that I'm a firm believer. You know, I can remember way back when night racing was introduced at Moonee Valley, and it was a novelty, and it was great to go there. It was on Friday night, and it was, you know, probably not as significant for that 8 months of the year as what it is now. What I'd say to you is that now we've got Pakenham and Cranbourne that have come into the fold. We've got twilight meetings, you know, across Wednesday afternoons. Racing Victoria have the data and know when the peak periods are for turnover and, to generate as much revenue as we can. What I'd say is what the most troubling aspect for participant groups, or certainly as a representative of a stakeholder group that's there working, is there's nothing more frustrating than being there at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night and there's no one there. So if the turnover, peak period is on a downward spiral, my view is let's not have it completely set in stone.
Bring it back.
Yeah, let's keep the novelty of night racing. There's no question that if a club's got 2,000 patrons coming in the door or whatever it is, you know, that can generate interest, we're all for that. But when you're working under this model in Victoria where people are out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, we've got jump outs every day of the week, you know, all year round, sometimes at 2 or 3 different venues. We've got a requirement on our members to be there and participate in those jump outs. And albeit that was it's a frustrating piece for the VJA and its members, but I think what we've got to realise is the model is not completely friendly to the participant group. So if we can make adjustments, it's not easy, and I understand the challenges associated with it, but I just think let's, as a starting point, if it's not necessary to have people there beyond a peak period of time, let's get them home, because half an hour is gold for our members.
Yeah, especially if you're up at 4 and you're still trying to ride at 9 o'clock. There's no one there at the racetrack. What's the point of being there in the first place? Hey, it's a great point. Tell us about education and the apprentice numbers. What are they like at the moment with younger riders coming in? Yeah,
the apprentice team, I'm a little removed from the structure of it, albeit we still have Matty Pumpers very involved in the apprentice team. Since he's joined us, he sort of would... particularly around changes that they make. He's very much involved in that. And there's always seems to be, 30 to 40 apprentices in the system that are riding in Victoria at any one time. That's what it feels like. That's not sort of counting the numbers that come in every year. And as I said, I think they've changed the structure of how they accept it and who's in. I think once they're licensed, they are then considered apprentices once they're ready to go out there and ride race day. What I can say is my background, 10 years ago, prior to doing this, is I spent 3 years working in the apprentice team. So I pretty much know the input and the education that Racing Victoria invest in those young people. And I can tell you they're leaders once again, and it's probably not recognised enough. I think it probably gets recognised when they see the young people out on the track, the boys and girls. I mean, we've got some great young riders coming through the system. As I said, Racing Victoria put an enormous investment into those apprentices. The key is we want to be able to churn out, good jockeys that can come out the other end and make sustainable livings within this industry, because it's very competitive out there.
And we saw some of them rewarded the other night at the racing awards. There were a couple of the VJ awards. I want to touch on them, but I do want to touch on something because I'm mindful of the time too, because we run out at 10:30 today. But the position on abandoned meetings and how it works with abandoned meetings. We see sometimes a frustration from the punter. We see the frustration from people in the media in regards to what is the VJ's position on abandoned meetings that get abandoned halfway through. Tell us how that's set up. We've got about 5.5 minutes. I've got plenty of time for this.
Yeah. So Racing Victoria got a policy in place for the voting system for abandoned meetings. Now, it's always going to be one of those topics that is frustrating depending on what side of the fence you sit on.
Yeah.
But I think in this day and age where we sit, I don't think there's any steward or any administrator or certainly any representative of a Jockeys Association that's going to question any member or any jockey who has concerns for,
their own welfare.
Their own welfare, the safety or track surface visibility. It's always going to create, an opinion, and everyone knows what opinions are, and everyone's got one. What I'd say is it's important to note, I don't think we'll ever get to a day where we have a media representative or someone at the pub that's going to determine whether people should be out there riding.
Yep.
So a policy is formed. Racing Victoria have had a policy in place for, I think it was there when I started 10 years ago. We've revisited it 3 times in this period of time at the request of the ATA and TROA in consultation with Racing Victoria. The voting process is what it is, and it's there for a transparent outcome.
So can you run us through that? So if someone raises a concern, whether
go
that's
to the
before
stewards.
meeting or during the meeting?
Look, the stewards or the club would raise concerns if a meeting's abandoned prior to the start of the meeting.
Yeah.
Right? If a meeting's abandoned during the middle of a meeting, the jockeys, there would be a bunch of jockeys
that are saying, hang on.
Are standing up and saying, look, we've got concerns about the surface or the inconsistency of the surface, or we've got concerns about the visibility. They would take that to the stewards. The stewards would have dialogue over that and form their own opinion, and then it would go to a vote.
And that vote, is that a public vote or is that a silent vote?
It's a silent vote, but the results are made public.
Yep.
As a result of the last review of that policy. So it's very transparent. And I think what people have got to understand, and I get it, people are going to have opinions. It's a difficult one, right? People are frustrated. People have travelled a long way. People have had a bet, or clubs have done whatever. But the bottom line is that, once you hand it to the people, you have a policy drafted up for the protection of people. You just have to accept the fact that those people are the ones that are going out there doing the job. And if the majority of those people feel the track's not safe, we can't get into a situation where we say, all right, we'll let those ride that want to ride, and those that don't want to ride don't ride. That's what the vote is.
It's a valid
point. And 9 times out of 10, majority rules. If it's not a majority vote, it's play on. And those that still don't want to ride or still don't feel comfortable to ride, they don't have to ride. No one's forcing anyone to ride, but the policy is there to protect the industry, protect the riders, and just, I think the industry, we've come this far with OH&S and safety, and sure, it's frustrating, but at the end of the day, we can't look back on safety. We've got to keep looking forward, and sure, as we've said after the last group of meetings that were abandoned, we said, if you want to jump back in the room, we'll jump back in the room. As I said, you can knock it up. We've done it 3 times over, reviewed it 3 times over. The outcome's generally the same.
Is there a review process for a meeting? Is there anything that happens after a post-meeting, after a vote, where it's the people that voted yes for the meeting not to be on? Are they consulted about concerns of that, or do they reach out to you? Is there another process beyond that?
Look, I think, for obvious reasons, there would be some dialogue between me and Racing Victoria in regards to it, and there'd be feedback on both sides. But I think both parties just accept the fact. Like, just to be clear, Miles, we have 548 meetings held last season, and there were 19 meetings abandoned. There was 12 that were, 12 partially abandoned and 7 that were abandoned before the start of the meeting. People.
So 12 meetings were abandoned during the meeting.
Yeah,
that's not a lot out of how many?
548 meetings.
Yeah.
Look, we don't want any meetings called off. We like to go there every day of the week, but that's just not realistic in the current. We live in Victoria,
I appreciate you clearing that up. We're in the last 60 seconds or minute of the show, but it's good to know that the vote goes in. They have a crack at the vote, then the numbers are made public. It is a straightforward process, and no one gets forced to ride.
Yep.
Yeah, in the end.
Yep.
Mate, I greatly appreciate you jumping on with me this morning. It was good to see the racing awards, a couple of them the other night, though, the VJA awards at the racing awards. It was brilliant to see. You and I are going to jump downstairs. I'm going to take for a cup of coffee shortly. We'll film something else. But, mate, thanks for coming in and clearing up a couple of things. But I think the biggest takeaway is that I think we get carried away sometimes about these abandoned meetings. 12 out of 548 were called off during the meeting.
That's right.
It's not a lot.
No, it's not.
No, not a lot at all. Appreciate you coming in, mate.
Thanks, Miles.
That's all we've got time for today on Giddy Up. You can catch any of the chats available via your local podcast service. Don't forget, we've got the Bet365 Top 4 Boost available. That is up on the app now. There were 440 had copied that bet, all thanks to the team at Bet365. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. for the odds couple, 9 a.m. for winners, 11 a.m. for race card, and then I'm off to Marvel Stadium, Port Adelaide and Carlton. So, if you don't want to hear my voice tomorrow, don't go listening to SEN. You're in big trouble. The Friday Form panel is next, and I've got the Form Lounge coming up at 12. We'll see you soon.